first log into TradeMachine, you land on the Today tab. But I'm not going to start here, I'm going to end here. I'll come back in a few minutes. The backtesting engine lives on the Backtest tab, and let me show you how powerful it is. Let's say I wanted to try the simplest idea. I just wanted to find a good strategy for Apple. So I'll type in the ticker, and I'll say, let's test getting long a call. So call and long and over the last 3 years. Easy enough. And we see while the return has been huge, of course it has. Megatech has been in a bull market. But look at the win rate, 37.5%. That means you're losing 5 out of 8 trades, or only winning 3 out of 8. And if you click on the details, you'll see that the average trade is 26%. How can we do better than that while avoiding losing 5 out of every 8 trades? It turns out there is a way. If you look at Apple in very small windows of risk, in particular, just before earnings, not taking an earnings speculation, but playing on that pre-earnings momentum, this trade turns into something magical. Look at that. Suddenly, we've gone to just 4 trades in 3 years, but it's 4 wins and no losses, with a total return of 231%, which means the average trade is almost 60%. So how did we magically get rid of those losses and magically raise the average trade return while trading less often? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's from one of the pre-built strategies with our AI in TradeMachine, and I'm going to show you how to do it. You go to the Saved Backtests drop-down menu. Just click it. This happens to be our pre-earnings diagonal trade with AI. Note the AI. And I'm just going to load it. We were looking at Apple, so let's put that ticker back in. Let's look over the last 3 years, and here's that exact trade. And even more interestingly, is while you're looking at Apple, you might be thinking, wait a second, if this trade was so effective for Apple, couldn't it be effective for other constituents, let's say, of the NASDAQ 100? That's exactly what TradeMachine was designed to do. We simply go to Portfolios, we select the NASDAQ 100 and 3 years, and we will get the results for every constituent inside the index over the last 3 years. And here are the results for all of the constituents over the last 3 years. A 59% win rate and a 17% average return. But if you look at the details of this trade, which we won't do in this video, but you will once you're a TradeMachine member, this is actually a 1-week trade, a 1-week burst of risk. That's 17% a week. And even further, since we're on this strategy and we're looking at these constituents, and we have a backtester, and AI is built on top of it, why not just find the companies that work the best? So click on average trade and just sort the list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of the companies where their average trade is over 15% in a week. I'll just check the boxes. Now that I've selected the best performing tickers, I will click Add Alert. This will load the Alerts tab, and even easier, all of the tickers we've selected are already in place, all of the technicals and the timing and the layered AI are already built into this trigger, and I'll just click Add Alert. All of those alerts are created. When the timing of this trade occurs in any of those tickers, I'm automatically going to get texted or get an email so that I know that this trade is live. Let's go back to the backtest tab. What I've done here is just taken those best performing tickers in this strategy from the NASDAQ 100 and tested them over 3 years. And now we're looking at a 72% win rate and an average of 54% or 55% in just 1 week. And here are the tickers that we're looking at. Apple, Airbnb, AMD, and then all the way down to the bottom. Now you can do this with any of the built-in strategies in TradeMachine. And one of the ones I recommend looking at is something we call Spread the Sell-Off with AI. And here are those results over the entire NASDAQ 100, an 83% win rate and an average return of 23%. Now I'm not going to go over the details of this strategy because that's in TradeMachine also and is only for TradeMachine members. But it's another strategy where all we did is went to the drop-down menu, selected a portfolio. You can choose any industry you like or build your own and start adding alerts. Now, do you remember when we started this video, I said when you start with TradeMachine, you end up on the Today tab, and that's where I was going to finish the video? That's what we'll do right now. The Today tab looks at all of those strategies and tells you which ones are triggering right now. So if you don't want to set alerts and you don't want to go to a drop-down menu and you don't want to check the boxes you like, you can always just come to the Today tab. And remember, we finished on the backtest tab with a strategy called Spread the Sell-Off? Well, here's one triggering today in Snowflake. The AI signifies that this trade is backed by our AI. You can just click on the ticker. It will take you back to the backtest tab and show you how this trade has done. 5 wins and 1 loss, a 74% return, an 83.3% win rate, and it's live right now. If you click Show Options, you can actually see what the long and short options are to make this strategy. So that's the Today tab. It tells you what's triggering right now without any extra work. So whether you like the backtest tab or the Today tab, or like most of our members, both, you've got all the power in your hands. And if you have any questions about how any of this works, you can go to the Learn tab and ask our AI, or you can go into the community and ask real traders. Beginners are welcome. Simply ask your question and it will be answered. Thanks for watching, welcome to TradeMachine, and happy trading.